There we go. I'm Holly Morgan with the West Virginia Farmers Market Association. We have Denise on here as well from the West Virginia Farmers Market Association. Our speaker today, Ms. Sharon Campbell from the Wetzel Tyler Chamber of Commerce. I was giving Denise kind of a brief intro for you yesterday, Sharon, and I said, you know, me and Sharon, we've worked together, we've learned things, we've had adventures.
Yes, we
We had
have.
some crazy times down in Charleston when
Yes.
when the roads were slippery and we got off of them. So,
Oh
you
my
know,
God.
we've hitchhiked, I went down, flagged traffic. We've done some things.
Yeah, we did. And we went to the Goodwill and bought some very cool things. So
That
we
we
did.
did, one of my favorite shirts. So if
Yeah.
you don't have a tie-dye shirt with a little alien cat on it, you're
Well, you
missing
know,
out because I have one and Sharon was there to experience the joy I felt when I found it.
absolutely. It
That's
was,
a really good goodwill too.
It is.
yeah.
Yep. So, without further ado, I will let Sharon go ahead and do her part of the presentation. I'm going to share the presentation and do the clicking. And Sharon, if you want to just take it away, we had somebody else just join, and we will go ahead. Let me start the show. And
Okay.
here we go.
Before I get started, I just want to say thank you to Holly. As she said, we've had some adventures together, and we really have a very similar vision as far as growth for our state. And specifically, I represent two counties. I'm the executive director of the Chamber of Commerce for Wetzel and Tyler counties. But what I believe in is really regional partnerships because we have so many similarities within our state. So we do best when we partner and we talk to one another and we share ideas. So what the next slide, what the Chamber of Commerce, just to give you a real quick overview of that, there are three levels of chambers of commerce. There's a national level that comes out of Washington, D.C. There's state, so we have a West Virginia Chamber of Commerce. We're a member of that. And then your local chambers. Most of the counties have a chamber, they don't all. So in, I believe 2021, that's when I came. I came July of 2021. They had just acquired, Wetzel County had just acquired Tyler because Tyler didn't have a Chamber of Commerce there. So I represent their interests as well. We're a member organization. We represent small businesses and nonprofit organizations and whatever community, by community efforts, it's what our communities are doing. So we support parades, we support student events, just a variety of things that enhance the quality of life in our communities. That's what we support. We promote the community with the goal of increasing the economic base, bringing more money in, having people spend money in our communities. We want to attract visitors, and we're seeking investors to our area. There is, I guess a lot of places want to buy for big manufacturers. We, just because of a lot of our, the terrain, we're really not going to attract those kinds of businesses. But what we do have, there are individual things that we have that make our community, our state so unique. And what makes it most unique are natural resources. So this is the farming, this is, skiing in places. It's all of those things. Okay, next slide. Okay, so what is agritourism? Have you all heard of this? I'm sure you've heard of it. Everybody? Yes? No? Okay. I know, Holly, you have. This is the dictionary's definition of agritourism. So if you agritourism, that's a tongue twister. If you've ever chopped down a tree or gone to and harvested pumpkins or gone to a location to pick strawberries, that is agritourism. If people are coming to your farms and doing those things, that's what you're opening up to them, agritourism. So in smaller rural communities, this is something where farmers are realizing they can really market this. They can market this, they can bring people in, and people will travel to these events. They will come to you. All right, next slide. Okay, so it's been gaining more popularity across the country. So this is not an original idea, and it's not new. It's relatively new, but calling it by having a language for it, the terminology for it is where we are now. And so it's about really defining what that means. What do you do if people come? You're giving them a farming experience. If you produce wine, have a wine tasting. If you there's just a whole variety of things, opportunities that are out there. You're going to contribute to the local economy. You're going to boost your own revenue, and you're going to help promote sustainable farming practices. And one of the best benefits is that you're going to educate children. It's education, educating them in how to eat well and how to protect the planet that they're going to inherit. So it's what farmers do, what people who grow and are connected to the earth do, what all of you do is something that will become increasingly more important as time goes on. So this is just the beginning. All right, next slide. Okay, so I'm a bit of a dreamer, and but I also I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. So one of this farm to table event, I see as an opportunity if we were able to pull those kinds of things together in your area during harvest season. People will come to these events. They travel to them. They look on, you get on a map, you go through your local CVB, and you put yourself on that map during your season. And if you can collaborate, collaboration is everything also. If you can collaborate, the larger the group, you have some beautiful event like this. These actually exist, and they're all across the country in these beautiful rural communities. This is something we all can do. Every community, every county, if you pull together collectively, can do that. So if you are, let's say you're a cattle rancher, and you have, you've got fabulous beef, you've got all of those things, you've got that, so you can present that. You are whatever fruits and vegetables that are in season that you offer, you make some delicious dish out of that, or just the beauty of those fresh fruits and vegetables. If you are a winery, you serve that wine at this event. So it's a feast, and it is something that you can market and promote. And I encourage you to join your local chambers, because that's what they're there for, to help promote what you do. And you just make it a huge event, and you do it every year. But does it take planning? Absolutely. Does it take coordination? Absolutely. All right, next slide. Okay, some of the other things are harvest events. So that's, like the pumpkins and the trees, and you can invite people on to your farm to do that. Or you can have students come in. There's a wonderful opportunity for young people to come in, and they do some harvesting for you. And it's not, there's no, the cost would be covered through maybe their Board of Education. So that, again, that's another partnership. But bringing young people, bringing students, get on a field trip kind of circuit, so that they understand, they are learning what a farm is and what it takes to be fed. Farm tours, invite people in just to take a look at, if they want a day's experience on a farm, Give them some activities that might be fun. Picking might be some of them. If you do cooking classes, how do you, okay, you've got all this wonderful food in its raw form. How do I prepare it? Because people are so used to fast food and, what's all that salt and fat. This is how you eat well. This is how you prepare it. So you don't have to do it individually. Hire somebody or have someone volunteer. Volunteers are great. Okay, West Virginia Volunteer Organization can help with that as well. I didn't put that in resources, but I'll send that to you, Holly. Next slide. Okay, so the real part of the purpose of opening your farms, because that's what you would be doing, opening that for this for the agritourism, you would be opening your farms. And what's the value of you doing that? To educate people, to make connections within your community. And the more of those connections, the more education you do, you are going to see the benefits of that, not just economically, but it's going to speak to the sustainability of your efforts. Again, what you all are providing as small farmers, this is going to grow. It's not going to go away because we've got, especially within rural communities, we don't all have access to truly good quality food. We don't, a lot of our, what's our big thing here is basically Walmart, okay? And need I say more? This is quality food exists, you are all producing it. So it's a matter of trying to get organized so that you're sustainable, your farm's sustainable, but you get maximum benefit from doing what you do. All right, next slide. Okay, imagine children growing up really healthy. Imagine that. Not fast foods, getting away from all of that. It's a huge effort. It's a transition. It's a matter of education, but it is doable. And I think you are uniquely poised as farmers in order to do that. Okay, next slide. You're the experts. So one of the things that as I read and do my research on this, is that being a part of a co-op and really strengthening that co-op, that gives you the numbers for one to go downstate and advocate legislatively for bills that support your business, bills that support your farms and what your efforts are. Power in numbers. Join a cooperative, create one if you can, because you're going to have strength there. Social media is a great tool. It is, everyone of a certain age is on Facebook now. There's also, TikTok and all the other social media sites, but it's free advertising. Instagram, free advertising. So promote your farm. If you're getting into agritourism, promote it on these platforms that will cost you nothing, except time. Now that's being very realistic. You have to have someone who's engaged in that. But if you've got, you can look for young volunteers who need service hours. That's out there. Partnership with the schools. Talk to your boards of education. Have a proposal together for them. Talk to your city council with a proposal for them. Those are, or your education system has a vested interest in keeping young people in the area. Okay, your city councils have a vested interest in keeping people in the area. This is something that speaks to the quality of life, what you do. Market that. Okay, again, the legislative power, when you're choosing who you're going to vote for, vote for legislators who can talk about small farmers and what you need for support. You know, don't hesitate to contact and ask them questions. You know, what are you proposed for small farmers? What's in your, whatever your economic package is, how are our needs addressed? Know what your needs are. That's why the co-op is such a good thing, because you're going to be able to collectively come together and decide on what your needs are. And then you're going to be able to elect officials, ask them the right questions so that they're providing, so that they are working in your best interest. You don't have lobbyists, basically, you know, because lobbyists cost money, and they cost a lot of money. And the more money that's put into a lobbyist, they get to have their stuff done and push forward. So you have to be your own lobbyist. But if you join your local chambers, you can insist on that from your local chambers, because that's part of what we do. We will go downstate. We will advocate for you. That's what your chamber should be doing. If it's not, then get on them and get on one of their boards and push them in that direction. Okay. Gosh, I'm sorry, I'm the only person in the office right now.
I'm gonna take you good, Sharon?
Yeah, I'm good.
Right.
Okay, so participate in webinars, seminars, anything you can do, especially things that are free. And there's a lot that's out there. There's quite a bit out there that's free. So I've got a few links in this. I think the next page and on the next page, not a whole lot. But of course, I had to plug the Wetzel Tyler Chamber because we're all that, you know. So I had to plug that. The WVU, where I got the information on agritourism. I attend all of their sustainable rural tourism series. I try not to miss them, but if I do, they have they post them, so that's available. And just so the link to their entire series is at WVU Extension Sustainable Rural Tourism Series. All of it is not going to apply to you. I gave the link for the agritourism presentation that I was so impressed with. It's packed with information, lots and lots of information. And so I encourage you to watch that YouTube video. And there's a little link in there from the USDA on how to start a farming co-op. And you know, none of this stuff is easy, but you're farmers, so you know that. You know, it's you know it's not easy. But it is so, it could not be more worthwhile moving forward. So I applaud you all. I thank you for this opportunity to just share what I found listening to this this presentation that WVU Extension did. And I was so excited about it. That's how Holly got involved. It's like, you know, and her job is perfect now because she knows all of you and is working with you. But I just think it's a wonderful opportunity given the makeup of our regions and our communities. So just something to consider. I don't have any absolute answers. I just do research and try and put that forward. So hope it's helpful.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sharon. I have a couple things I wanted to kind of bounce off of you and things that I had in mind during your presentation. What I really wanted to get across to people today was that chambers of commerce are for farmers. Like individual farmers can join, markets can join, use that advertising, because that is what a chamber of commerce is. That newsletter that goes out that I read every Friday, I'm looking for things that are pertinent to me. And you know, as a farmer's market, you can get right in there. You can use your chamber for those purposes because that's what they're there for.
Absolutely. Thank you. And you can and should use your chamber for those things. It doesn't, you can have one employee, you can have just you and join the chamber. And on our end, we have a brand new website, so I hope you check it out. And we market our members. The newsletter, we publish a newsletter every week. And but if you join a chamber that publishes a newsletter, make sure you get your information to them so that they can publish. I don't know anybody else. I'll be honest. I don't know any other chambers that publishes a newsletter every week. Many of them are like once a month or once a quarter, whatever. I'm sure they're out there, but it's an effort. We've got a staff of 1.5. I'm the only full-time employee. So, but it's important. So we make an effort to do that.
Yeah, and previously, I know I think it was 2017, the chamber did a well, we call them business after hours in Wetzel County.
Yes.
I don't know if that's what the other chambers call them, but they did that at our farmers market when I was the manager at the market, and that was really nice. They came, they walked around, all the business owners came, and then they shopped and they bought things from the vendors there because farmers markets are agritourism. They're bringing in people. They're retail. Like
Yes.
we are retail too. Like we are no different than a brick and mortar store when we show up and set up that market. And
Absolutely.
that's what, everybody, use that chamber, because even if they mention it in a monthly newsletter, that's one more mention that you had of your dates and your times, and another place that people can go and say, does this town have a farmer's market? Because you get people all the time, Sharon, that show up at your office and go,
Yes.
where do I go? What do I do?
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. Show up in the office, call, email, and they're very appreciative of the newsletter and the information that we put out. So Holly's right. Use your chamber. And like I said, if they're not addressing all those things, then you get on them, because that's something, the business after hours is a great way to bring people into your business, into your effort, and let them see what it is you're doing. So much of this really is about publicity and just letting people know, marketing, letting people know what you do, when you do it, when you're going to be available, how they can participate either as customers, but partnerships within the community are also essential. It's most of what we've been able to accomplish, much of it has been based on our partnerships with other agencies and organizations and businesses within the community. So it's really, really important to do that.
And another point too is, for the Farmers Market Association, we offer trainings, we offer social media things now and then, but chambers of commerce are doing that. They're showing people how to sell online, teaching people how to use Canva. I know that's something that we've done too, but these are opportunities, many of them free, that you get to take advantage of by being a member of the chamber. And the lobbying power, you can take your legislative needs to your chambers of commerce, and as they roll them up, they end up in rooms at county commissions. We have a meeting, an ag legislative meeting, that in that room we have the it's my brain, chambers, county commissions. So League of County Commissions, the League of Municipalities I'm there representing Farmers Market Association. And these are all things that they want to know, what are our legislative needs?
Yes.
And get another person at that table, get somebody from the chamber to say, legislatively, these businesses need X, Y, and Z, because that's, we're trying to pass that message on up as far as we can go.
Yes.
Get another voice, use that other voice as a chamber, because your return on investment's really, really good when you join a chamber of commerce.
Thanks, Holly. That's excellent. You're absolutely right, though. You're absolutely right. When we're at the table, as we're there as your representative, I don't own a business. Most of us, some of the directors own businesses, but many don't. We are here to serve our members. And so that's our mission. try and increase the economic base, quality of life in a community. That's what chambers are committed to. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Join more
farmers
than
market.
one. I'm sorry, Holly, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I cut you off, Sharon.
Yeah, I was just going to say, and join more than one. If you're within your, whatever your service area is, if you are drawing people in from another community, join their chamber as well, because that's more marketing for you.
Mhm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you get a nice return on that. Has anybody here, I know we've got a couple people that are market managers here. Has anybody done anything with their chambers of commerce? Oh, go ahead, Mary. Oh, you have, Mary? Did you want to say anything about that? What you did with your chamber?
Yeah, good or bad.
No, we were are a member of the chamber, and I would always go to all the after hours events
Mhm.
and have a bring some cards and pass them out and invite them to the market.
Mm-hmm.
And it,
That-
you know, they just, you know, it really does bring a lot of attention to your market.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
And it presents you not only as a farmer and but it presents you as a professional person pushing their business.
Yes, that's it right there, Mary, is a lot of times I think farmers kind of get put in a box as they aren't business, or maybe they feel that way, like I'm not a business,
It
I
is a
live
business.
here. Yeah, I live here, I grow this stuff, I eat this stuff. I happen to sell it, but
So you're a business.
yeah, they
Yeah.
don't feel that, like we
Yeah.
are business people.
Right.
Farmers, business people, like that's first and foremost, that's what you are. The bottom line's what matters.
Yeah.
And our particular market does a lot. And I mean, you talk about a $250,000 to $300,000 a year market.
Wow.
You and
Mhm.
you have lost a lot. But with that, I've bundled everything into that, being farm school, pharmacy, market, and the restaurant sales and the business sales. And I'm pushing a lot of these after hours events. Let the farmers bring you some produce. Let's use a little fresh veg.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
They may not do it, but it's been introduced to them.
That's awesome. And that's a great point. I'm glad, Mary, that you have experienced positive things with your Chamber of Commerce.
Oh yes, yes. You know, I mean, you walk in. I mean, they expect you. They really do expect you to walk in with muck boots on and bibs. You're walking in with a skirt and blouse, and you're representing your professional farmers.
Yes.
They're
It's
all professional.
being heard, being present, being at the table. And that is that nobody's going to know what your issues and concerns are if you're not at the table or if you don't have representation there.
And a lot of times too, another good resource would be like, for me, okay, so if I'm a farmer's market manager, I'm looking to get more customers, I'm trying to figure things out. Maybe your community's changed. Going and talking to your Chamber of Commerce, maybe it's changed for other people too, and it's not just you. And maybe there's something else that everybody collectively as a group's going, people just aren't stopping anymore. What do we do? Let's run a community-wide event. I know, Sharon, you guys have just done the new banners downtown, the open signs,
Right.
that I've seen out, and those have been beautiful. To promote people and getting people into small businesses. Events, again, I know you guys were involved with the Christmas events downtown. They've had, I know the Wetzel County Farmers Markets had winter markets they started that this past year. And those are events that, chamber could participate in, because there's people there makers of things that sell at farmers markets. And then there's other ways that the two can marry together quite nicely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else have any experience with Chamber of Commerce? Sarah, have you done any work with your Chamber of Commerce? I know that you are familiar with your CVB.
The answer is no. We are a member, but they've had a changeover in personnel, so there's nothing going on with them. No events, no newsletters, not even a person to contact.
No.
Well,
Oh, Sarah, I accidentally hit the button and muted you. I'm sorry.
but that's what's going on with one county. The other county, there's never been anyone in the office. They don't return phone calls. I've stopped by, I've called. I've been trying to become a member for that Chamber of Commerce for the last 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
But I cannot find it. I know they have changeovers. So, I mean, what do you do? I mean, I've emailed them. I've contacted them on the website. I have talked to people. I have stopped by. I've left messages in writing and over the phone. But their Chamber of Commerce, I guess, is just not that active. The person's part-time.
Yeah, but if they're taking money, they have to be active in order to hold on to their 501c3 status. So that's not acceptable. Do they have a website? When we got our new website, people were able to do their membership and pay for it online. They can do everything online. Everyone has an individual page as a member that you can constantly change information on to highlight things. You send your article to us, anything you want to get in the newsletter, we publish once a week. It's if you have the right to expect your chamber to be active because they are working in your behalf. If they're accepting your money, they're obligated to do that. So that is shocking to me. Not getting back phone calls, trying to join for 5 years. Come on, those are ridiculous things. And those are the things that end up giving chambers in general a bad name, because it only takes one experience like that or several, and people think that chambers of commerce are not worth your effort. They are when they work, when they're a working, we're your cheerleaders. That's what your chamber should be. And your loudest, most vocal cheerleaders. We're working on your behalf. And if your chamber's not doing that, then look for one outside of the area or report them, because they're obligated to do those things. That's their mandate.
Absolutely. And the thing is if you are a member, then you are, Sharon, I'm sure you could explain it better, but like you have the opportunity to run for a board position to be leadership.
Yes, you vote every year, your annual meeting, you should be voting on things. Has your mission changed? Review everything. What about your policies and procedures? Have those been reviewed? Members get to do that every year at your annual meeting.
Mm-hmm.
So if those kind of things are not happening, you deserve better from your chamber.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Denise, did you have any questions? Anybody else? Elizabeth, I see you're on here. Did anybody have any questions or comments for Sharon?
I have a question about what Sarah referred to as not getting any response from her Chamber of Commerce. and Sharon, Sharon, you mentioned that you should report them. Where do they report them to?
I'd report, oh God, that's a good question. I'm thinking, because each chamber has their own oversight. They have a board of directors, and the board of directors are, they're the ones who have ultimate oversight. So there's no website at all. Is that what you're saying on this?
That's what Sarah says, yeah, in the
There's
chat.
no website. Gosh, I don't even know. Because you wouldn't necessarily, you know what? I don't want to fake an answer. Let me see what I can find out. I don't need to know the area, and I'll get it to Holly, and Holly can get it to you.
Yep, I
'Cause,
can
yeah,
do that.
I've got to research that, and I don't want to give you, it's half information or just off the top of my head thing, because honestly, I don't know. And wow, that's all I can say. But I'll see what I can find out, and I'll get that to Holly so she can get it to you.
Yeah, and I do also have, Sharon has sent me a letter that went out in our weekly newsletter a couple months ago that
Mhm.
I will send out to everybody as well, along with a copy of this PowerPoint presentation so that you have the resources that goes along with it. Anybody else have anything that they want to add or ask? We're a little quick today, but you know what? I think our conversation has been fantastic overall. Sharon, you got one more push there for joining Chambers of Commerce?
Join the Chamber of Commerce in your area, but demand that they do what they're supposed to do. Look at their mission statement. How there's just so much. Take a look at our website. Okay.
Mhm.
That's my best advice. Take a look at our website. Not perfect, still working on it. We just got it last year. And I came in 2021. The first thing I said is we need a new website, because our old website looked like what websites look like when they first were made. Okay. And it's like, oh no. We need to step this up some. But take a look at ours. Take a look at what we're providing and the information we're providing to people. We got some glitches in it. We're still trying to work out, but it gives you a good overview. At a minimum, those are the kinds of expectations you should have of your chamber. And the business after hours, we try and do one of those a month. We can't always. When COVID hit, people really went indoors. And so they're starting to do those again. But your business after hours, participating in community events, you should see your chamber like everywhere. Everywhere where they're a business, you should see a chamber rep. Are they posting on social media, ribbon cuttings, things like that? Any kind of activity you want to highlight. That's what your chamber should be doing. And if they're not doing that, they're not serving you. They're taking your money, but they're not actually serving you. So yeah, let me do some research, like I said, and I'll get that back to Holly.
I want to bring up another thing, Sharon, just because you were talking about some things there. It made me think of some other things, other encounters that I've had personally with chambers. I'm going to forward everybody a copy of Sharon's weekly newsletter that has the full thing, because previous to coming here, I was a general manager and operator of the movie house in New Martinsville. Every week, and it's still in there every week, Sharon has the movies coming up. That's free advertising. That was one less thing for us to have to worry about. We put the movies out on the sign, we put them up on social media, but with movies, much like produce, it changes every week. So you can't necessarily always have, like, you can't, with the movies, you didn't know what you were getting until Monday, and you were showing them on Thursday, so you couldn't put it in the newspaper. You don't know what you have. The chamber filled that gap for us by being able to provide that timely information to people for them to actually be able to show up to the movies on time and know what was going to play. Oh, we had somebody just enter the waiting room. But those newsletters and things like that, that was so valuable. And another thing that I know our local chamber did, contests. They had contests that was you did the one where the reading, Sharon, it was at the Catholic Church. Pay It Forward, is that?
Oh, the Pay It Forward event. Yeah. Okay. So that's Pay It Forward is an opportunity for nonprofit organizations to compete for funds.
Yep.
And yeah, so that's one thing. And And we do the entrepreneurial pitch every year, which is where small businesses, it's underwritten by EQT Foundation, but it's an opportunity for businesses, new businesses, or if you are expanding or changing something within your business, to compete for funds. And this year, our top winner got $3,000. It's $3,000 for first place, $2,000 for second, and $1,000 for third. They do a video, they present. We don't have the community vote on it anymore. You have to be present to vote, just because it turned out to be more of a personality, kind of a, what do they call it? Personality contest. So we try to take it away from that and have it be more objective, and they have weighed voters. So we have a new shared office space. I mean, we're doing so much that I'm very excited. Our annual meeting is in February. And so first time ever we've had it that late, but we've just got a lot to share. And we're going to be posting it in the newsletter. So please subscribe. Even if, we're out of your area, just subscribe and see what we're doing every week.
Yeah, and then if you join your Chamber of Commerce, you can take some of Sharon's ideas and push them down their throats.
That's right. That's right. Because I do that. Listen, I don't believe in reinventing the wheel. The wheel's been invented. So if I see something that is exciting to me and I think would work for us, I bring it down. And I have no shame in that. So yeah, it's look at what other people are doing, other chambers are doing, use it and use it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Sharon, thank you so much for the presentation today. Let me check the chat before I end it. Very informative is what Sarah said there. So Sharon, thank you so much.
You're
Pleasure
quite
talking with you today and promoting chambers of commerce. If no one else has any questions, we'll go ahead and call this one a day. And then next month we will be back. Denise, the topic escapes me, but I'm sure you will let everybody know and put out the advertising for that. But same place, first Thursday, 10 a.m. for the Peer Network meeting. Guys, thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed it. You're a great group. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.